Welcome everyone to the complete Swift programming beginner course. So this course consists of two different modules. In the first module, we are going to discuss about the concepts like how to run the Swift program in Windows. Also, we are going to discuss about variables, data types, conditional statement, for loop, arrays in Swift programming language. In the second module, we are going to discuss about object-oriented concepts like class, object, polymorphism, inheritance in Swift programming language. So this course is very useful for the beginners who are trying to learn Swift programming language for the first time. So let's get started. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about introduction to Swift programming language. So Swift is a powerful modern programming language developed by Apple. So it is very useful for if you want to create any application for iOS or Mac, you have to use Swift programming language. So that's the second point. It is designed to be fast, safe and expressive, making it a popular choice for building iOS, Mac and other Apple platform applications. If you want to create any applications for iOS, Mac, you have to use Swift programming language. So it was developed by Apple. So it is the introduction to Swift programming language. So after that we are going to discuss about history and evolution of Swift. So the Swift was first introduced in the year 2014. So after the replacement for Apple Objective-C language. So it is an advanced version of C language. And then second one is nothing but rapid adoption. So Swift is very popular. It is very popular for creating the Mac and iOS applications. So the third one is nothing but continuous improvement. We know that the applications like iOS, mobile and Mac, lap or desktop are updated every year. Then the language is also updated. That language is nothing but Swift programming language. So after that we are going to discuss about advantages of Swift. So the first one is the performance. So Swift is a powerful and fast programming language. So that's the first advantage. And then second advantage is safety. If you use Swift programming language, the source code are very safety than other programming languages. And then third advantage is nothing but the Swift will provide the source code both readable and maintainable. So after that we are going to discuss about the disadvantages of Swift. So the first one is the cross-platform support. So the Swift programming language is mainly developed for the Apple applications like Mac and iOS. So that's the first disadvantage. And then second disadvantage is nothing but so Swift has low libraries compared to other programming languages like C and C++ and C#. So that's the second disadvantage. And the third disadvantage is nothing but the syntax of Swift programming language is different than other programming language. So these are all the disadvantages. What are all the applications that can be created using Swift programming language? So the first one is the iOS, and then second one is the Mac, and then third one is the server side. You can use the Swift for building the web services and APIs. And then you can use Swift programming language for machine learning and AI. So if you want to create any projects using machine learning and AI, you can use the Swift programming language. So these are all the applications that can be created using Swift. So the main one is the Apple applications, iOS and Mac. At last, we are going to discuss about the job opportunities when you learn Swift programming language. So you can achieve the jobs like iOS developer, Mac OS developer, server-side developer and ML engineer. When you learn Swift programming language, you can achieve these jobs. So that's it guys. In today's class, we are discuss about the introduction to Swift programming language. So in the upcoming class, we are going to discuss about how to run the Swift programming language in Windows. So let's see you in the next class. Welcome everyone to the first class. In today's class, we are going to discuss about how to run Swift program in Windows. So Swift can be run only in Mac OS. If you want to run the Swift in Windows, you need to download the software. So the software is nothing but Swift for Windows. you have to select download option. So you can see the download is started. So you have to wait for the download. So after the download is completed, you have to open the file and you have to select agree and then install. So you have to select install option for installing the software for running the Swift in Windows. So you have to wait for the installation. So after that you have to select finish. So this is the GUI for running the Swift in Windows. So you can see the two options, compile and run. So if you want to compile the Swift program, you can use that. Also you can use run. If you want to run the Swift programs, you can use that option. Also you can see the third option, that is select file. You have to select your Swift file for running the output. So after that you need to open your Windows C and then you have to open the Swift. Inside that you have to open the bin folder. So inside the bin you have to copy the file location. You have to copy the location and then you have to open the properties, environment variables. You have to copy the path and paste that inside the environment variable in two variables, user variables and also system variables. Then only the Swift program will show the output. So you have to open the command and then you have to type Swift -- version. You can see the version 4.1.3. So we have successfully installed Swift for our Windows. Now we can run our Swift program in Windows. For that you need to create a folder and then you have to open the folder with VS Code. So after opening the VS Code, you need to install some of the extension. For that you have to open the extension. So in that you have to type Swift. And then you need to install the extension. After installing the extension, you need to create new file. For that you have to select new file and then you have to type the name of the file. I'm going to type sample.swift. So that's the extension for creating the Swift file. So now we are going to discuss about how to run the file in the VS Code. First we are going to print the output. For printing the output, you have to type print of. Inside that you have to type the string. I'm going to type hello world. So after that you have to run the code. So you can see the output hello world. So this is how you can run the Swift program in the VS Code. Also you have to run the code using the Swift for Windows. So you have to select your file. So you have to select your file. And then you have to select compile. So you can see successfully compiled. And then you need to run the code. So you can see the output hello world. So there are two ways for printing the output. You can select terminal of the VS Code or Swift for Windows software. So it is your own choice. So that's it guys. In today's class we have discussed about how to run the Swift program in Windows. Welcome everyone to the second class. In today's class we are going to discuss about variables in Swift. So variable is nothing but a container which stores the data. So we are going to see an example how to create variables. For that you need to type the keyword var. So you have to type var and then you need to type the variable name. So you can type your own name equal to 10. So a is the variable and 10 is the value. Also you can use the keyword let. There are two keywords you can use, var and let. So if you want to print the variables, you have to type print of and then variable name. So this is how you can print the variables. You have to run the code. You can see the output 10 and 20. So if you want to clear the screen, you have to type CLS. Also you can see the output in Swift for Windows. So you have to select the file and then you have to compile the file and then you have to run the file. So you can see the output 10 and 20. So var is nothing but if you create var, it will be considered as global variable. but in let it will be considered as local variable. It cannot be redeclared, but var can be redeclared. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about data types in Swift programming language. So there are many data types like int, float, string, character, double. So in Swift programming language, the syntax is very different than other programming language. So for that, we are going to see an example. So first, you have to type the keyword, that is var. So that's the keyword for creating the variable. And then you have to type the variable name a, and then you have to type colon. So that's the syntax. And then you need to type the data type. So I will be capital int. So we are going to create int data type variable. After that, you need to type equal to value, that is 10. So this is how you can create data type in Swift. So you have to type int, that's the uppercase. So we have just created int data type. After that, we are going to create second data type, that is string. As in capital equal to quotation, inside that you have to type string hello world. So this is how you can create string data type. For Swift programming language, you don't need to type semicolon to end the statement. It will not consider that. So after that, we are going to create third data type, that is character data type. So you have to type full character equal to single quotation. Inside that, we are going to type a. For character also, you need to type double quotation. So after that, we are going to create the fourth data type, that is float. So you have to type var f colon float. You have to type float equal to, you have to type the floating value 20.5. So it is considered as float data type. After that, we are going to create double. You have to type var d colon double equal to 32.4556. So it is considered as double. After that, we are going to discuss about the last data type, that is boolean. So you have to type bool equal to true or false. So it is considered as boolean data type. So if you want to print the variables, you have to type print of and then variable name, and then run the code. You can see the output 10. After that, I am going to print string. For that, you need to change the variable to b and then run the code. You can see the output hello world. And then I am going to print boolean. You have to type z and then print the output. You can see true. So this is how you can use data type in Swift. So the syntax is very different than other programming language. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about arithmetic operator in Swift programming language. So arithmetic is nothing but addition, division, multiplication, modulus, increment and decrement. And then I'm going to create two variables, a equal to 10 and b equal to 5. So if you want to print the arithmetic operators, you have to type print a plus b. So that's the first arithmetic operator, that is addition. And then you need to change the symbol a minus b, a into b, a divided by b, a modulo b, and then a plus plus. So it is nothing but post increment. And a minus minus, it is nothing but post decrement. In Swift programming language, increment and decrement is not allowed. So if I try to run post increment and post decrement, so can see the output error. So can see the error, plus plus cannot be applied. So in Swift, we cannot use post increment and post decrement, that is increment and decrement. We cannot use that in Swift programming language. So you have to remember that. So after that, I'm going to run the code. So you can see the output 15, 5, 2, 50 and 0. So these are all the output for the arithmetic operators. So that's it guys. In today's class, we are discussing about arithmetic operator in Swift. So you have to remember that increment and decrement is not allowed in Swift programming language. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about logical operator in Swift programming language. So there are three logical operators and or not. We are going to create two variables, a equal to 10 and b equal to 5. First, we are going to discuss about unlogical operator. For that, we are going to create two variables, let a equal to 10 and let b equal to 5. So after that, we are going to print the logical operator one by one. First, we are going to print the AND logical operator. So I have to type print of a less than b and a greater than b. So in Swift programming language, you have to type space between the operator and operand. You have to type space. So in AND logical operator, the both condition must be true. If any one of the condition is false, then the output will show false. So that's the concept of AND. So you have to remember that the syntax of Swift is different than other programming language. So you have to type space between the operands and operator. So you have to run the code. So you can see the output false. So one condition is not satisfied. First condition is not satisfied because a is not less than b. After that, we are going to discuss about OR. For that, you need to type the code a greater than b and then you have to type the symbol a less than b. So in OR, any one of the condition is true, then the output will show true. If both the conditions are false, then the output will show false. So that's the difference. In AND, both condition must be true, but in OR, any one must be true. If I run the code, you cannot see the output because I don't type the space between the elements. So you have to type a greater than b and a less than b space, and then you have to run the code. So you can see the output false and true. So space is very important in Swift programming language. So after that, we are going to discuss about NOT logical operator. So NOT is nothing but it will reverse the output. So if the value of AND logical operator is true, then the value of NOT logical operator will show false. So that's the concept of NOT. It will reverse the output. True becomes false, false becomes true. So you have to type the space between the operands and operator. So if you don't type the space, no output will be generated. So if I run the code, so you can see the output true. We know that AND will give the output false, but NOT will give the output true. So that's the concept of AND or NOT. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about if-else conditional statement in Swift programming language. First, we are going to create variable for that. So first, we are going to create variable for the conditional statement. So you can also type a equal to 10 or you can also type int equal to 10. So there are two ways for creating the variable using the data type. And then I'm going to print the second b equal to 20. So after that, I'm going to use if. You need to type the if keyword. Inside that, you need to type the condition a greater than b. After that, I'm going to print the output. If the condition of if is satisfied, then it will print a is greater than b or a is lesser than b. So you can type your own words. So if the if condition is not satisfied, then else will be printed. So I'm going to print b is greater. So if two conditions are not satisfied, or if you want to create more conditions, you need to type else if, and then you need to type the condition a equal to b. So and then you need to print the value a is equal to b. So So this is how you can use if-else conditional statement in Swift programming language. So we know that A is lesser than B. Then else condition will be generated in the output. So if I run the code, you cannot see the output because I didn't write space between the operator and operand. So you must remember that you need to type space between operator and operand and then you need to run the code. So you can see the output B is greater. So you can see the else condition is satisfied. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about loops in Swift programming language. First we are going to discuss about while loop. So loops are very important in programming language. For example, if I want to print hello world for more than 10 times, for default I am going to type hello world using the print. For this problem, the loops are introduced in programming language. So loops are based on some condition. If the condition is satisfied, then it will print the output. For that we are going to see an example. We are going to print hello world for 10 times using the while loop. For that you need to create variable for the hello world where s equal to hello world, that is string data type. So after that you need to initialize the starting value. So you have to type where I equal to 0 or 1 and then you need to type the keyword, that is while condition I less than or equal to 10. Inside the curly brackets we are going to run the hello world. So the condition is I less than or equal to 10. The value of I is 1. 1 less than or equal to 10. The condition is satisfied. Then the loop will be executed. So inside the loop we are going to print hello world. So for that you need to type print of yes. It will print the output 10 times. And then you need to increment the value for printing the hello world for 10 times. So in Swift programming language, we cannot use increment or decrement. For that you need to type the assignment operators. So you have to type I equal to I plus 1. So you have to remember that you cannot use increment and decrement in Swift programming language. Also you have to type space between the operand and operator. So first the value of I is 1. I is less than or equal to 10. The condition is satisfied. Hello world will be printed one time. Then the value of I will become 2. The condition is 2 less than or equal to 10. The condition is satisfied. Then the hello world will be printed second time. Then the value will be incremented up to 10. The condition will be satisfied. When the value of I becomes 11, the condition is not satisfied because 11 is not less than 10. Then the loop will be exit. So these are all the concept of loops in programming language. So if I run the code, you can see the output hello world is printed 10 times. So this is how you can use while loop in Swift programming language. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about how to print hello world for 10 times using for loop. First you need to type the variable for hello world. So the syntax of for loop is different in Swift programming language. First you need to type the for and then you need to type the increment value and then you need to type the in operator, that is membership operator, and then you need to type the range 1 to 10. You can type your own range like 0 to 9 or 1 to 10 or 1 to 11. Based on your own choice you can type the range. And then you need to type the curly brackets. Inside the curly brackets you need to print the yes. So yes contains the hello world. So this is the syntax for loop in Swift programming language. First you need to type the keyword for and then I, in and then range. So you can type your own range 0 to 10 or 0 to 9 or 1 to 10. So that's your own choice and then run the code. So you can see the output hello world is printed 10 times. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about break and continue statement in Swift programming language. So break is nothing but it will exit the loop when the condition is satisfied. Continue is nothing but it will skip the particular value in the loop when the condition is satisfied. For that we are going to see the example of break and continue using for loop. First you need to type the for loop syntax. for I in 1 to 10, that's the range, and then you need to type the if condition. So if the value of I becomes 4, then we will exit the loop using the break, and then we need to print the I value one by one. So break is nothing but it will exit the loop when the condition is satisfied. The condition is I equal to 4. So if I run the code, you can see the output 1, 2, 3. After the 4, when the value becomes 4, the output is exit. So if I type 7 and run the code again, you can see the output up to 6. So that's the use of break. It will exit the loop when the condition is satisfied. After that, we are going to use the continue. So continue will skip the particular value in the loop. So you can see all the values, but you cannot see the particular value, that is 7. So 7 will skip the loop. So that's it guys. In today's class, we are discussed about break and continue. Break will exit the loop. Continue will skip the particular value in the loop. Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about how to create array in Swift programming language. So array is one of the data type which contains the elements. First, you need to type the var keyword, and then you have to type the array name equal to, you have to type the square bracket. Inside that, you have to type the values 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So it will be considered as integer data type array. So after that, we are going to create the second data type array, that is string. So you have to type var s equal to square bracket of, you have to type the values like hello world. Inside the double quotation, you need to type. So it will be considered as string data type array. So after that, we are going to create array using different format. So you have to type var x colon square bracket int equal to square bracket 1, 2, 3 or 10, 4. You can type your own values. So it also will consider as integer data type array. So if you want to access any element in the array, you have to use the index position. So index start from 0 and then goes to the element value. So 0, 1, 2, 3 and then the element value. So the 10 is the 0, 20 is the first, 30 is the second, 40 is the third and 50 is the fourth. So if you want to print the 10, you have to use the index position. So you have to type print 8 square bracket, you have to type index position 0. It will print the output 10. So you can see the output 10. So if I want to access world, you have to change the variable and then you need to change the index position also. Index position is 1. After that, you need to run the code. You can see the output world. So this is how you can access the array elements in the Swift programming language. So after that, if you want to print all the elements of the array, you need to use for loop. For that, you need to type the syntax for, that's the keyword, and then you need to type in, and then you have to type the value of array a curly brackets. Inside that, you have to type print of I or I. So you have to run the code. You can see the output 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So this is how you can print the output of all elements using the for loop. Welcome everyone. Now we are going to discuss about object-oriented concept in Swift programming language. So first we are going to discuss about how to create class and object in Swift programming language. You need to type the class, that's the keyword, and then you need to type the class name, that's the file name. So sample is the file name, and then you need to type the curly brackets. So this is how you can create the class in Swift programming language. After that, if you want to create any variables, you have to type var keyword, and then you need to type the variable name equal to value, that is 10, var a equal to 10. So after that, we are going to create a function for addition. So you need to type function, that's the keyword, and then you need to type the function name, that is addition. So Func is nothing but function. So after that you need to remove all the values. You can also type int. So if you want int, you can also type int. Also you can remove that. So this is how you can create function in Swift programming language, and then we are going to print the value a plus b. So after that we are going to create object in Swift programming language. For that you need to type var, and then you need to type the object equal to. So in Swift programming language you don't need to type new keyword. You have to simply type the file name, that is the class name. It will create the object. So using the object we can call the function. So ob.addition of. So you have to type ob.addition of. So it will call the output, that is print of a plus b. So in the output you can see 30. So 30 is the addition of two values, 10 plus 20. So this is how you can create class, function and then object. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about inheritance in Swift programming language. So inheritance is nothing but the child class will inherit the parent class properties. So the properties can be the variables, methods or constructor. For that we are going to see an example. First you need to create the parent class. So you have to type class, so that's the keyword, and then you have to type sample. So that's the parent class, and then you have to type curly brackets. Inside that I am going to create variables for addition. So var a equal to 10, you have to type child class, and then you have to type colon. So that's the syntax for inheritance in Swift programming language. And then you need to type the parent class name, that is sample. So this is how you can inherit the parent class in Swift programming language. So you have to type colon. In other programming language you have to type extends. And then we are going to create the variable b equal to 20, and then we are going to print a plus b. So a will be inherited from the parent class. So after that you need to create object. So you have to type var ob equal to, and then you need to type the child class name, child of. So you don't need to type new keyword, simply you have to type child of. It will create the object. So after creating the object you need to create function. You cannot directly access the print in the class. For that we are going to create function add of curly brackets. Inside that we are going to print a plus b. So after creating the function you have to call that using the object of the child class. So you have to type ob.add of. So in the output you can see 30 is generated successfully using the inheritance. So after that we are going to create the function in the parent class. We are going to discuss about how to access that function using the child class method. For that I am going to type func and then display of parent class method, and then I am going to call the function display of. If I run the code you can see the output parent class and 30. So using the child class we can inherit the properties of the parent class like variables and function. So this is the single inheritance. So there are many inheritance in programming languages. Welcome everyone. In today's class we are going to discuss about polymorphism in Swift programming language. So there are two methods. First one is the method overriding and then method overloading. First we are going to discuss about method overriding. So for method overriding you have to type override keyword. Then only you can use method overriding in Swift programming language. So we are going to see an example for method overriding. First you need to create a parent class. So class sample is the parent class. And then we are going to create the function, that is display. So method overriding is nothing but both parent class and child class method name are same. So that's the method override. So inside the function, I'm going to print parent method. So after that, I'm going to create child class. You have to type class child, and then you have to type colon, and then you have to type parent class name. We are just inherit the values. And then you have to type the function display. So these two display names are very similar, that is method override. Inside that, I'm going to print child method. Before the function, you need to type override, then only you can override the method. So after that, I'm going to create child class object. You have to type var ob equal to child of. It will create the object for the child. So using that object, we can call the display ob.display of. So it will print the output child method. So you have to run the code, you have to see the output child method. So if you want to print the parent class method, then you have to create another object. Then only you can display the output. So using the child class object and override method, we can override. So I'm going to create another object for the parent class for printing the parent method. So I have to type the name of the parent class, sample of. After that, you have to call the function ob.ob1.display of. So it will print the output parent method. And then child method is nothing but the second object. So that's it guys. In today's class, we have discussed about method overriding.